A warm welcome with the new Progress Pride flag. Kostik's arrival in Barcelona is a big occasion for his friends. That's because Kostik does not have a return ticket. He's here to stay.
I'm exhausted, haven't slept.
2 months earlier, we met 39-year-old Konstantin, or Kostik for short, in Moscow. Konstantin spent the last few weeks living in constant fear, he says, fearing repercussions for being gay in his home country of Russia.
It's paranoia. I'm afraid of everything, of holding a man's hand in the park. That would already probably be somehow illegal.
That's due to a new law passed in November 2023. It identifies a vaguely defined so-called international LGBT movement, which it deems extremist. Since November, 2 men holding hands in a park can be prosecuted for so-called propaganda of non-traditional sexual relations. What that means for Konstantin is that he no longer feels safe living in Russia. This has been the case for many people from the LGBTQ+ community for years. But the new law exacerbates their situation. They face arbitrary criminalization. Konstantin has been openly gay for years, including at his workplace. He works as an IT specialist in a managerial position. Soon after the law was passed, Konstantin was fired. The reasons for it were bogus, he says, and what was really behind the layoff was his sexuality.
I was suddenly afraid for my future. I no longer knew where I could work, or even how I could grow old in Russia. A few years ago, I was hoping for a promotion, a successful career. I wanted to save some money. But I can no longer be sure that someone won't come and block my bank account, confiscate my apartment, and so on.
Police raids like this one at a queer bar in Orenburg have left the LGBTQ+ community reeling.
Everyone, face the wall. No turning around. Face the wall.
A tip-off from a local association alleged that the bar was spreading so-called homosexual propaganda. The owners now face up to 10 years in prison. The community is in shock.
I asked myself, would I survive in prison? I am not Alexei Navalny. I have neither the courage nor the will to fight against the system. I don't want to either. What I want is simply to live freely and breathe calmly.
The weeks following his dismissal were horrible, Konstantin says. He felt persecuted, lived in constant fear. Fear that he might unwittingly provide a pretext for his arrest. So, he decided to leave Russia and go to Spain, where he has a few friends.
Everyone takes something different. I'm taking my PlayStation.
A whole life in just 2 suitcases, and another life before him. But the fear of persecution stayed with him, right up until boarding the airplane.
I had this feeling that I would get to the airport and something would happen at baggage control. Or they have an issue with my documents at customs. When I passed passport control and my things were being taken off the conveyor belt, I saw a group of police officers. They were looking straight at me. Every nod from an officer seemed a huge danger.
Konstantin managed to leave the country via Turkey and arrived safely in Spain.
Those were a terrible 20 hours. I'm thirsty and I want to have a smoke first.
He wants to apply for asylum in Spain. His friends will help him settle in and find a job, but he has a whole new reality to get used to.
I first have to learn not to be afraid anymore. I've had fear all my life, but not anymore.
Konstantin knows it will be difficult. He used to be a successful manager, but now needs to start from scratch. But he's unfazed, plans to learn Spanish and go back to university. Returning to Russia is out of the question.